Cupra has updated the Leon, given it a thorough makeover and enhanced some of the engine options that are available. So stay tuned because we're going to go through this and tell you everything you need to know about it. We're going to start at the front because the design has changed, so much so that Cupra now considers this a standalone model to the usual Seat Leon. It's not just a sporty version of it. There's been so much change, it now considers it a different model, although it does still call it a Leon. Primarily, you'll notice around the front, there's this new shark nose front, which they have, which kind of gives you a bit of an angle in here. The Cupra badge moves up, sits on the bonnet here, and you've got quite a broad, more open grille design here on the front. Allows a lot more airflow in, helps cool those sportier engines. I'll get onto those in just a moment. Other details you notice, the headlights now, these are the LED matrix ones. They have this kind of triangular LED light signature. This is going to become part of all Cupra models. You're going to see this across the range. Check out our video on the Formentor, which has also just been updated with a similar styling thing, but you'll also see it on the forthcoming Tavascan EV and obviously the Born VZ model as well, which is going to come in time. That will get a similar sort of treatment to it. It is quite nice. This has got the matte paint. There's a couple of new paint options available on it. Really does stand out. If you want something a little bit sporty, this could be what you're looking for. There's also a lot of nice details. You've got carbon fiber door mirrors here. Still has the copper accents throughout, so you see it on these new wheel designs. Quite a technical look. I think they do look pretty snazzy actually. And there's also things like nice little carbon lip spoiler here on the tail, quite like that. And around the back, well, we'll get a bit of a proper view around the back because that has also come in for quite a change. There's new take on the tail lights. Again, quite a technical three-dimensional look. When you get in quite close on it, you can see just how much detail is in those. It's got the Leon name on the side as well. It's definitely an improvement over its predecessor. And another interesting thing is it now has the Cupra logo illuminated. So this is obviously a new trend that we're seeing from a number of different models. Volkswagen has done it with the Touareg Or. You still have the Cupra badge there. Quite a pronounced rear diffuser as well, so it does really stand out quite a bit. There's also going to be a whole host of engine upgrades as well. They will depend based on whether you're getting this 5-door hatch or the Sports Tour. They won't all share the same engines. The Leon will start with a 1.5 TSI petrol engine with a 6-speed manual, and that produces 150 horsepower. That will also be available with a DSG transmission in mild hybrid form. Also makes 150 horsepower, but uses 48-volt mild hybrid tech, includes engine off coasting to help save fuel, reduces emissions, and has a smoother engine start-stop function. Then you have a 2-litre petrol with 300 horsepower, drives the front wheels through a 7-speed DSG, and quite interestingly, there's also going to be a 2-litre TDI diesel with 150 horsepower, again with a 7-speed DSG. Now, if you get the Sports Tourer, that's actually how you get access to the most powerful engine. First of all, there's a 2-litre TSI 204 horsepower all-wheel drive 7-speed DSG, and then the range-topping Leon Sports Tourer VZ. This is also a 2-litre engine, but it gets 333 horsepower, all-wheel drive 7-speed DSG, but it also gets a torque splitter and the option of upgrading to Akebono brakes. There's also going to be 2 plug-in hybrid options using a 1.5-litre petrol engine combined with a 19.7 kilowatt-hour battery. That will give it a driving range of up to 100 kilometers using only electric power. Now, there's going to be 2 versions and they're going to be available in the 5-door and the Sports Tourer. They come with 204 horsepower or a sportier 272 horsepower as the VZ. Now, the important thing is the charging has improved on these. So you get 11 kilowatt AC as standard, but you've also now got 50 kilowatt DC, which means you can charge up this plug-in hybrid an awful lot quicker when you're out using a public fast charger. With that more powerful plug-in hybrid, you can also upgrade the brakes to beefier Brembo 4-piston calipers to give that little bit better stopping power. The Leon's interior has been improved primarily with the introduction of a 12.9-inch touchscreen. It's bigger than we've had before. It's a freestanding unit. It does look pretty good as well. You now have an illuminated touch bar here as well, so this lights up at night, so it makes it much easier to use if you do need to adjust volume, temperature on the move. The infotainment system has also come in for a bit of a rework, so it's more intuitive to use. You need fewer inputs to get to different parts of the menu, which is good. And of course, you still have all the usual smartphone connectivity with Android Auto and wireless Apple CarPlay. There's a fully digital instrument display in front of you. Again, looks pretty nice. It can be configured a number of different ways, so you can change it depending on what you want. And you've got the same flat bottom steering wheel as before. Now you do get these kind of satellite buttons on the side, so it makes it easy to either start the engine, or you've got the Cooper mode here as well, which defaults it into its sportiest setting. Some versions will have the copper inserts, but on this particular version, which is one of the more range shopping ones, you've got this dark chrome finish, which does look quite nice. It's included around the air vents here as well. You also get it around the satellites here on the steering wheel. It's quite nice, but one thing that's even better are these seats. They look really, really good. They're nice Seatbelt design, and they use this kind of textile in the center as well with a microfiber on the side. Really figure hugging, quite supportive, but also quite comfortable. And they use a lot more recycled material. Up to 73% content is recycled. So it's a little bit more sustainable. But overall, they just look great. And I think that's the thing that most people will probably take away from it. As for the rest of the layout, well, you've got a little bit of ambient lighting inside here. You've got this kind of copper cross stitching here as well. And the overall fit and finish is pretty good. They've changed the center console here again to improve the look, but also to improve the quality. And one thing I do love is that there's very little of this kind of glossy piano black. There's a little bit here around the drive selector indicator, and that's it though. So all the materials do look an awful lot nicer in here, but it should do, because Cooper these days is a bit of a premium brand. There is a lot of good rear passenger space in the back of the Leon. I've got a very good amount of headroom. I'm average height, I'm 5'9", but I've plenty of headroom. More importantly, I've got a lot of knee room here as well, partly because of these gorgeous sculpted carbon backed seats as well. They look fantastic. We've got a matte finish, and it's almost a pity that you can't see from the front how good they look in the back. Other things, well, you've got a climate control setup here, so you can adjust the temperature in the rear. You've got 2 USB charge ports, but obviously there is a transmission hump because the Leon is available as a 4-wheel drive. So whoever's sitting in the middle seat will have to split their feet a little bit wider. But overall, it's quite a comfortable car. And if you're not using that middle seat, you can then pull down the center armrest, and that has a couple of cup holders in there too. So that's our first look around the updated Cupra Leon range. If you want to know more about it, head over to our website. It's completecars.ie. You'll find it linked in the description below, and it's a great resource for finding your next new car. We'd also love to know what you think about this update to the Cupra range. So do get involved in the comments below. Tell us what you think. Thanks for watching.